Tirelessly on your plan to let the world know what you don't care for, and only assholes would dare disagree. One day you gave my content a click, decided you hated me, jumped on my dick, and now you ride me like a roller coaster. Please stop bullying me, I'm too fragile to read these mean things. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. Yeah. Thanks for pointing out that I gained some weight. I hate to disappoint you, but I already lie awake at night and wonder why I suck in life. I swear I'm fine, I'm dead inside. Call me shit, but nothing compares to the voice in my head that has always lived there. Get in line, you fool, it's nothing new. I'm just a tool like you that hates me too. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. Yeah. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? The demon living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Poco no mirai wa,誰にもわからない。
And let me unmute before you guys start hollering at me because I'm muted. No sound. Yeah, I know I forgot to push the little button. I was just saying how loud the chat was, or not loud, but how big the chat was. I'm gonna have to work on that. So, anyway, yeah, I got fiber. I'm in the 20th century, I guess, maybe now, something like that. Yeah. So, and everything looks to be pretty rock solid. I'm at higher kilobytes per second than I've ever been in my life on this thing. Good night. I might even be able to switch this thing to ultra low rather than just low latency. Anyway, I'm not still muted because I see the thing going across. All right. So anyway, me. Let's get into this. What do you say? Get this microphone here on my way where I can see. Okay. How's the family, Bean? Well, my kids are over caffeinated. My spouse still has no filter. And my brother got mugged this morning. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right for my life anyway. So, anyway, what's going on with Squishy? What happened to Squishy? Squishy okay? Oh, Lord. Okay. So, yesterday, oh, it wasn't yesterday. This was actually back, yesterday, I guess this was, whatever. I don't know who Squishy is. Probably Trippy's pet, goldfish or something. Maggot edits imaginary dead goldfish. I was partly right. Okay, I was partly right. Oh, mercy sakes. All right. So, we're going to talk about the perfect topic for early morning stream, dead babies. This is all stemming from the whole Why So Demented story, right? Lie or whatever you want to call it. If you listen to Flatley's video on it, it was just a tall tale that kind of got out of hand. But anyway, Flatley, for whatever reason, got upset, said, I want everyone to know. I went and asked Now Recording Podcast to see if they wanted to cover the Why So Demented story. They told me no. Next time y'all want to rag me on me, at least have the balls to do it with me in a call. Austin O'Pire says, why are you beefing with Now Recording? Lamau. That's lettuce, mayonnaise, and onions, by the way. Flatley says, there are so many things they got wrong about the vid concerning me, and I don't even know what GC they're talking about with Marie, which is Marie 992, and of course Doug. Group chat. That, and all of a sudden I'm a clout chaser, everything, etc. This was my first story in the community. Austin Pyre says, gotcha. Hujan says he didn't do it like me, and Doug just says lots of lettuce. Anyway, Bad Dog says, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm sick of this weird game. I'm going for clout and everything else. My main channel, I have nothing to do with commentary. My bad. You're right. I need clout for my commentary channel with less than 200 subs. Bad Dog follows up, says, that's fine, but I don't think you're doing it for clout for your channel that you rarely even upload on. I'm just seeing you get into arguments all of a sudden is all. Anxiety coming in with the wind saying, bookmarking for later. Oh, Lord. So, when I first heard about that whole thing, right, I knew that Flatley and some of those guys, that was a name that was mentioned, that was looking into this story, was kind of going through it or whatever. But at the time, there was no, from my understanding at the time, there was nothing other than we had a overly heavily redacted birth certificate. There was the picture of a child, and And that was pretty much it, right? Other than the story itself, right? Which was just freaking, and, when I first started hearing about this, right, in some chats or group, VCs and stuff, I was like, I ain't touching that shit. But dead babies? Come on. Unless you can come up with something that is just irrefutable, right? Beyond reproach. I wasn't touching it. And then all that stuff was made public, right? Everything that was rumor milling out there was made public. Sabo did that. He made it all public, and I was like, okay. Now, you have to, I don't know. I mean, how do I put this? I personally would have never tweeted that shit out, right? But I tend to be a little bit more cautious about things in life. And Salvo truly does have a I don't give a fuck attitude, right? So good for him. Good on him, I guess, right? He tweeted it out and boom, just like that. It's out there. And once it was out there, and I actually, because before that, all I had was just words, right? People say, well, there was this, there was that, but I had not ever seen anything. And so when it was actually made, public, as it were, or whatever, people started, digging into things. I started digging into things. I actually had a conversation with Why So Demented. But like I say, anyway, it doesn't matter. The proof was found. The proof was given, which forced Why So Demented to come clean. He did so over on Flatley's channel. Flatley got him into a call and was able to record it and so on and so forth. And boom, there we go. That video was up. You can go listen to it or whatever. It's, all I will tell you is my own personal thing is that, when you're going through something like that, you have like a million things that are running through your head, right? When you're interviewing someone in a situation like that. I know when I was talking to Why So Demented, I had questions written out that I wanted to ask to make sure that I got those questions asked, because like I said, there were some things that just, when I started looking into it, there were some things that were not adding up. The math, I focused on the math. And when the math, when he didn't have any, when he couldn't explain the math away, right? And I said, okay, now I know. I was at that point, I was probably about 80% sure that the dude was lying. But you still have a, 20% there that, so then that's when I started getting, looking for more things. Then personal life happened. And I had to put that all on the back burner. Luckily for the community, there were people who continued looking, digging into it, got the answers. And like I say, it all came crumbling down. Now, I don't know why. I listened to the podcast, the Now Recording podcast. I haven't listened to it again, so I'm going off of just the one time listening to it or whatever, right? The only thing that it seems like here's the breakdown of communication between what Now Recording and Flatley is. Flatley seems to be upset because he took this to what I guess he perceived as a channel or, a group of people within the quote commentary community or whatever, but that's not what Now Recording does. Now Recording are not sleuths. They're not detectives. They don't go out and break stories and do research into those stories and have big break. That's not what they do. Now Recording brings on, if there's two people in the community that are having a spat or whatever back and forth on Twitter, they bring them on and they let them to have their little, blood sports or whatever you want to call it, right? Or they will do a commentary style video about a story after it's been broken and exposed, okay? Much like what they did with Ghosty, much like they did with the So Demented, just to name two that, have been tossed around. They didn't, in either one of those situations, they did not break the story. They did not do the research. Ghosty came on and exposed himself on Twitter saying, yeah, I lied, right? He confessed he lied because he got put in a corner and he knew the truth was going to come out. Why So Demented never came on Twitter and admitted anything. He went and did an interview with Flatley, and the video was up and out. And once the video was up and out and admitted to being that it was all a lie, then they covered it. That's what they do, right? So I don't understand why Flatley is if Flatley was not necessarily wanting to do the research or do the story. I get that, right? I understand that, right? He didn't, whatever, right? Well, you had someone like Milltown's Best and what is his partner over there, his co-host on that show. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. I apologize. But, that team did the research and was able to deduce that the birth certificate was not, the right birth certificate for the time period of which Why So Demented was claiming it was, right? So it was all that's how it all, came to fruition. Now, Matt Pitt, who I guess is, I think if you ask anyone, Matt Pitt's kind of like the captain on that ship over there, right? And he's kind of the head of the Now Recording, unofficially, officially, whatever you want to call it. He might kind of disagree with that, but I think that's everybody else's perception. At least it's my perception. He's kind of like the captain of that ship. They're all equal, but he is kind of the captain. Anyway, he says, dude, what's your problem? You came at us multiple times for platforming Slug. Then you walked that back. Now you're doing it again. Lol. You're a clout sucker. We explained why we didn't take the story and told you to do it. Call in when we stream. We don't have to have you on. So there you go. Problem is solved, right? They will be streaming, I think, tonight at midnight or whatever it is, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. I think that's what they're doing or something like that. He's the Red Ranger of the group. Exactly, Max. He is the Red Ranger. And I think Max is the Pink Ranger. Just joking. But Leanna Taylor says, fuck you, Matt. And so he quote tweets, so says, just remember, I don't like sluts. I don't know what that's all about. So anyway, Flatley comes in here, says, in the call, I explained to you guys what I knew, and I asked you if you all wanted everything, phone calls, registry, office, everything. All I needed was Demented to say it around 1945. That's 7:45. I'm sorry, 1945 minutes in your podcast. You guys say, I didn't know. Wait, that's what you're talking about? Law? Yeah, we didn't trust you. And we explained to you why we weren't going to touch it. And we were right not to trust you, because the first thing you do is try to go after us after your interview with Demented. Flatley says, you guys made out like I was blaming Slug. My only goal was to get Demented to come forward. Maybe I wasn't clear. I wanted you guys to take my story because I don't really do anything commentary, and I'm not very good at it. Well, here's the one thing I will say. This is some criticism that I have about the Flatley interview. Is during the interview with Why So Demented, and I understand that Flatley and Why So Demented were, I guess, friendly with each other. I don't know if they were necessarily friends, but they were definitely friendly. They had done some things together. Why So Demented had been on Flatley's series, The Riz, several times. It really was, he give Flatley credit. He got him to admit that it was all a lie and so forth. But then when he allowed him to start spinning it, and he even kind of joined in on it about how, he was just a really good tall teller, just, making up stories, whatever. And, maybe that, if he just focused on doing that kind of stuff, that's kind of when I kind of started pulling away. I thought, that was trying to give, I felt, Why So Demented a little bit too much charity there. But again, that's my personal opinion. Take it for what it is. But then at the tail end of the segment where he allowed Why So Demented to me, it felt like he was trying to deflect, and he tried to throw everything on top of Slug. Now, listen, Slug is an idiot. Slug really kind of disappointed me in this situation. Not kind of, he did. He flat out just disappointed me. Cause I had extended, to Slug a opportunity. I'd open the door to allow him to kind of start a redemption. And I had several people say, he's going to do it. He's going to dox again. He's going to do this. I said, no. I think with the right type of encouragement, with the right type of, Slug will be okay. I was wrong. Okay. It's not the first time I'll be wrong, and it sure as the hell won't be the last time. But when Flatley started going in and just trying to lay it all at Slug's feet, that was complete total bullshit. Slug 100% should have never ever directed you towards that Twitter account. He 100% never should have put that information in that group, or that DM or whatever session between the two of them. Slug has to own that 100%. He has to own it, and it, and so, but you have to own the fact that you asked for it, right? You can't. Now, Slug was stupid for giving it, but you asked for it. Just remember that. Okay. So to me, on that part of it, you're both there's no difference between the two of you. Zero. And on top of that, that I think I would have shut down if I had been doing that. But again, that's me. And that is Monday morning quarterbacking. Okay. I think the things to focus on that whole interview with Flatley that Flatley did with Why So Demented is the fact that he did get him into a VC and was able to record it and put out the video. So we have to give some kudos there. He did have a team that was pursuing other avenues. I mean, they went the route of actually calling the registrar's office and so forth, right? So that was another avenue that was being pursued. So good on them for that. So I mean, he says you guys made it sound like I was blaming. Okay, so let's continue on this. Flat says you guys may sound like I was blaming Slug. My only goal was to get Demented and to come forward. Maybe I wasn't clear. I wanted you guys to take my story because okay. Well, you were kind of blaming you. Well, okay, maybe you weren't necessarily blaming Slug per se, but you let Why So Demented do that. And then Matt Falls says that's literally how it came off. I kind of agree with that sentiment. Then you go on to Slug stream and walk everything back with Slug. Now recording isn't investigative journalism. We're not the people that break stories. We laugh at the stories when they come out, which is what I said. I still don't understand the Slug association with me and the walking back. I would like an example of what I walked back on the Slug stream. The stream isn't up anymore, but you went on his stream, and every point that you guys made about Slug in your interview, you walked back to him, and then all that chatter about now recording platform, Slug turned onto you saying to get Slug and Demented on stream together. Let me know which stream, and Slug says, I'll put it back up. Stream where you talked about Flatley, May 28, 2023, I believe, or talked with Flatley. And then Zali again, once again, coming in saying, bookmarking this for later. Well, she wasn't the only one. I bookmarked it too. I'm learning how to use bookmarking within Twitter. I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. Yay. So the question is going to be, I think at this point, honestly, is Flatley going to call in? Because I think tonight is the night they do their streams, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope Flatley calls in. I hope they get this all out of their system. I think it's just, honestly, I think it's just miscommunication or misunderstanding or something. I don't know. Yeah, I know I can make book folders too, but I can't figure out how to put the bookmarks into the particular folders, Zaddy. I'm gonna have to get with you off stream and get a some tutelage on that, because I'm for someone who does technology, you think I would be able to figure this stuff out, but sometimes I'm a little bit slow on this stuff. It's a lifesaver. Yeah. As long as people don't delete the tweets. Some of these mofos out here in this Twitter world, they delete the tweets, man. They delete them faster than you can do anything with them. So anyway, good morning, Seth. How are you doing? Are you here to irritate me this morning?
Yeah, I am, people.
Well, that's wonderful. Why? What did I do now?
Because no, you're great. You're great as always, Piva. But
okay.
I have a job now. I started on the 15th. That means I have to make as much as I can out of these last few days that I can annoy you.
Okay.
So how about, I have a good idea, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How about you don't chastise me for the last couple of days, and then I just get to do whatever I want?
As long as you don't say any slurs or ask me to play that godforsaken pill song, I can go along with that. How's that?
That's what I was gonna do, people.
No, we can't do that.
Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway, I have something I want to talk to you about.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. What's going on?
Okay.
So you got a job?
Did you see? Yeah, I have a job now.
That's awesome.
Did you see on Twitter? Okay, there's this person on Twitter, okay, called Seth JOR, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, and they tweeted last night. They don't really tweet, and they tweeted last night.
Yes, I know. I saw that, and not only did they tweet, but they got some interaction with the tweet, right?
Yeah.
They got 5 retweets, 1 quote tweet, 14 likes, and 1 bookmark.
Yeah. What did you think about the tweet?
Well, I was a little bit confused. I'll be quite honest with you, because one, I was one of the ones that got bullied into doing the quote or retweeting and liking and stuff. But I didn't understand this. I didn't understand this. It says telling this MF to pull over right now. I need me some.
Yeah, yeah. Which part confused you?
Well, you've got the license plate redacted, all except for the letters B and J.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was confused about.
Okay, what part confuses you?
Well, I'm going to assume that was to was the for a blowjob.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, and so I don't want to be accused, especially during Pride Month, as anything to do with misgendering or anything like that. So I was under the impression that you were a woman.
I think we're in like a point in time, okay,
Okay.
where women can have good blowjobs, and men can get their pussy ate or whatever, right? I think we've reached that point of
Okay, so
of
are you identifying as a trans male?
I don't identify as anything. I have a giant hog. That's what this is about.
You just have a giant hog. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Um
Hello.
Hey Zali, help me please.
What did you think about my tweet, Sally?
Your tweet was a tweet. It was very.
It was.
I'm proud of you. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
I come in here to talk about the Flatley stuff. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about
No.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. Listen, I think he is just one of those that he just talks a bunch of shit and just like throws out shit and see who he can hit with it.
Oh.
Because he came at me at one point.
Okay.
And it's like, bro, you got so mad at what Now Recording said, you're going to come at me and at me seeing if I'm going to hold Now Recording to the fire? Have you lost your mind? Have you not met me? What's wrong with you?
See, I didn't. That was the disconnect for me too. I didn't understand because that's not what they do. I mean, if you watch that podcast any at all, they've never broken a story in their entire life. Now they have told the story after the fact, right? And they've laughed about the story and what have you. But they're not. This is they're not. They don't break stories. That's not what they do over there.
No. And if they break a story, it's because two people are all of a sudden fighting, and Matt Pitt gets them in there like right then and there to fight on Now Recording, okay? But by then, everybody knew that they fought, so they don't exactly. Listen, they're not CNN or they're not Fox News. You're not going to have breaking story. You know what I'm saying? They're not Drama Alert.
No, they're not.
It's a scuffed podcast.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know what he was thinking. He was being all aggro, and I'm like, bro, you got the confession. What do you need to be aggro for?
I mean,
the worst part is, okay, why does Flatley look like he should have the voice of a 12-year-old boy, and then he has a really deep voice?
He does not look like he's 12.
He looks like he's a little bit 12.
No.
He does.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He's a. I'll say this. He is a. How do I put this? He's a pretty boy. There's no. I mean, he is a. That's what I'd call a pretty boy, right?
He looks like Justin Bieber, dude.
His attitude is like a bull in a china shop. Honestly,
I'll give you that.
I mean, because right after he broke the story, he went at Now Recording. And then after their video, he went at me trying to get it Now Recording. I laughed at him. I'm like, bro, you got the wrong one.
Yeah.
And then he went at Now Recording again.
I don't know what he wants, because like fighting with Now Recording is such a losing battle.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I 100% agree with you on that.
I mean, let's look at this crew. Matt. He's not. But he's not a journalist. I mean, the only one on this crew at all possible that you might can say, based on their history, is a journalist, I guess, in that aspect, whatever, as far as doing research, whatever, is D.Max. That's it. But D.Max has been in the middle of trying to move in a house and that whole stuff for about the last, I don't know, 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, something like that. It's been something stupid. So but here's the thing. I don't believe for 1 minute that D.Max would do something like it, because again, that's not what that podcast is about. Now, he might do it on his own and do his own research and do whatever, do a thing on his own channel separate to the podcast, but that's not what that,
Listen, I only covered Why So Demented on my channel because I don't even know what time. It was like 11:30.
Yeah.
Matt messages me and goes, "Yo, are you going live?" I'm like, "Yo, no, I'm not." He was like, "Why not?" I said, "Because I don't want to." He goes, "Let's jump on." I said, "You want to go live, don't you?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay." He's going to talk about the Why So Demented stuff. And it ended up being pretty clean, so I kept it up. That's the only reason why I covered it. Besides that, I'm surprised I made 1K on that on those views on that. To be honest, why would I cover Why So Demented?
Why the fuck did Flatley want them to cover it anyway? Like, what's the point? Why didn't he just cover it himself? Like he ended up doing that.
Exactly.
Why did he want them to cover it?
Exactly.
What was the point?
Well, here's my thing. I don't blame them for touching it because at the time, Why So Demented did not. That's one of those things you have to get them to admit it.
Yes.
Because if you're wrong either way, you look fucked up.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Exactly, D.Max. D.Max just said I wasn't going to touch the story with a 10-foot pole. The risk that I would have to me if it was wrong was too great. Exactly.
And the thing of it is, and I'll be honest with you, because I was researching this, I was digging into it, because if I'm just completely and totally honest, the YouTube side of this, breaking a story like this and actually getting the quote smoking gun and making a video like this, if you do it right and you get the guy to confess or the person to confess, whatever, and you break it and whatever, could be a huge boost to a channel, right?
Wait a minute. Would it though? Because who knows Why So Demented? Not really. Not really.
Well, okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, so it's not like you're busting open, like, for example, John Swan lying about the whole thing with Dream, right? It's not to that level, right? I give you that, right? But for a smaller channel, right? Like what I have here, I think that could boost it a little bit. I mean, it's not like, oh, you're going to get thousands and thousands of subs. I mean, nothing like that, but it's definitely a feather to put in your cap, I think.
Well, no, definitely a feather. I mean, I think it's a feather to put in Flatley's cap
100%.
to get him to
100%.
confess it. But I'm sorry, the way he's acted afterwards, not anymore in my book.
But that's the point, right? Like, why would he want to just give this story away to a bigger fucking, like, platform? If this could be, like, a fucking feather in his cap anyway. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why is he mad about that?
See, that's the disconnect for me, too. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could answer that. I really wish I could answer that because it makes no damn sense to me whatsoever. And to him to be so aggro about it, like mad about it. Like, not only why would you try to give that story away anyway? Now, maybe he thought, maybe for it to go to a bigger platform than what he has. Okay, I can maybe see it. All right. But you break the story. You get him to go on recording saying that he, that he confessed to everything, that everything was a lie. Yeah. And then you gonna turn around and get aggro at people? You should be, like, happy.
Yeah.
Why are you getting so mad? Bro, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Makes no damn sense.
Really what he's mad about getting what he really wanted, like them covering it. Like, what's wrong with him?
I don't know, girl.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, do you think it's because, the whole thing, if we go back here and let me just, so I can share my screen with you guys so you'll see what I'm going to talk about
Oh,
here.
wait, I have to actually do something? Shit.
No, you don't have to do something.
No, I'm doing it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry, I was playing, I was playing my game.
Candy Crush.
Oh, Candy Crush.
Yes, I was playing Candy Crush.
That's
I
fine.
knew it.
Okay, so I wonder if it all boils down to this two little interactions right here. Goes in the call. I explained to you guys what I knew and asked if y'all wanted everything. Phone calls, registry office, everything. All I needed was Demented to say it. Then around 1945 in your podcast, you guys all say, I didn't know. And Matt says, wait, that's what you're talking about? Yeah, we didn't trust you. And we explained to you why we weren't going to touch it. And we were right not to trust you because the first thing you do is try to go after us after your interview with Demented.
Yep.
So I think that this right here, I think, is the heart. These two little tweets are at the heart of it, right? I think it's more of Flatley is hurt or upset, whatever, that when he brought this stuff to Matt, I'm assuming is who he did it to. Maybe he did to the whole group. I don't know. That they didn't just blindly trust us. Yeah, let me go with this. Yeah, we'll do this. And they didn't, and it's like it's insulted him, right? Like he's beyond, reproach. They don't know you that way, right? How many conversations, Flatley, have you had with any of these guys to where you've built up any type of rapport to where if they, they say, okay, if Flatley comes to me with something, then, we're going to cover it, right? I've known Matt now for, years, right? And I wouldn't expect, if I came to Matt and said, hey, X, Y, and Z, I wouldn't expect Matt to sit there and say, oh, Riv said it, so X, Y, and Z. No, I would expect him to say, okay, he's a pretty good reliable source, but we're going to now go and verify this, right? Possibly. And then, but again, they're not going to break the story. They'll cover it after the fact to make sure, but they're going to go into it with as much knowledge to make sure that their take is the right take.
Perfect example. Adam McIntyre is going through this whole thing with the Colleen Ballinger. Back when he was like 15 years old, Colleen Ballinger did some questionable things. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a whole story to it. Well, Adam McIntyre came out looking bad. Well, the truth has now come out years later. Okay. And I was telling Matt about it. Matt was asking me all questions going, okay, what did exactly Colleen do back then? And what exactly they do back then? So now I have to go back and watch these videos so I can go back to Matt and tell Matt why this boy is getting a redemption. Mm-hmm. Because Matt just don't take anybody's word. He needs to know X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to know X, Y, and Z. That's just how Matt is. And this is for anybody. I don't care what size creator you are. If you end up doing something like this, people are not going to want to work with you. And if people don't want to work with you, you are going to have a hard time on YouTube.
Yeah, 100%.
Because guess what? They are not going to cover stuff with you. They are not going to help you out. Somebody might have the smoking gun of a story that you need, and they're not going to give it to you because they remember stuff like that.
Yep.
So either he's mad about them not covering it for no reason, or he's mad about them like crossing their T's and dotting their I's. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, I mean,
I think something like a screw is loose or something, bro.
Well, like I said, it's speculation. It's speculation on my part, but in this tweet here, he says it's like he goes, he says, I explained to you guys, I offered all this stuff up to you guys, and you basically wouldn't take it. It's like you didn't believe what I was saying, and it's like, well, we don't trust you. So that's the thing. If a person doesn't have trust in the community. And it's not that they're an untrustworthy person. That's not at all. If they're just not known, right? And Flatley, by his own admission, says, this is not my gig. This is not what I normally do. I don't do commentary. He does his own thing normally. So this was kind of him dipping his toes into this part of the, and I think the only reason why he was doing it was because he was so, what's the word I'm looking for? Associated with Why So Demented, because he had done, several shows.
Been up on shows and stuff like that. Yeah.
And so he had somewhat of a connection to, I don't know if there was a friendship there or whatever, but there was something. I mean, they'd done some things together, some bits and stuff, whatever together. So he probably felt somewhat, I don't know, like he should do something, And I get,
okay. I don't think Flatley is a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy at all. I don't dislike Flatley at all. I like him. Okay. He's always been cool with me. Well, no, he hasn't always been cool with me. But then I got him on my channel because all of a sudden he wanted to talk to me one day, and I got him on my channel, and we had, we just talked. We just chilled out for a little while, and I don't think he's a bad guy, but he has to understand how you need to move, because the way he's moving is not a good look.
Yeah.
And sometimes people do that not realizing how they're moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's a snake.
Yeah.
But he has to understand how he's moving makes it look like that. Not saying he is, because I don't think he is. It's just his moves weren't moving correctly. That's all.
Well, like I said, and this was we can't lose sight that this story was a weird one to be discussing to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, all things considered, the bottom line is, I guess, that, hey, we got the story. The story came out, there were several people involved in it. And, I guess if I was to offer,
butthole, you're doing great.
Oh, JFA tip 5. Listen, Flatley did nothing wrong. Now Recording has a history of gaslighting and content farming. They almost convinced me to do a JFA episode, but I politely declined. Ever since then, Matt Pitt has gone out of his way to get me kicked from various hubs on YouTube. Well, JFA, you will always be safe here, buddy.
JFA, let me tell you something. Over at Xylee Gets Real, and my second channel now, Xylee Gets Clipped, you are always a protected class.
Yes.
In my community, baby. Okay? Don't you ever forget that. You are always a protected class. All right, there we go.
Yeah, JFA he really is a treasure. I don't understand why he would be getting shame on you, Matt Pitt, for harassing.
Well, Matt Pitt is a menace.
Yes, he can be. He is definitely a menace to society.
He's an evil man. Evil.
Evil?
Man.
I wouldn't say he's necessarily. How evil can he be?
He's so evil. So evil.
All right. So, moving along, what do you guys think about this? This shit storm that Twitch created for themselves?
Twitch have bumped their heads. They have bumped their heads. Listen, I'm going to say it again. I have said it on every platform that I have gotten in front of a mic, okay? Yeah. I've been told y'all to leave Twitch. Everybody who's on Twitch, I've been told y'all to leave Twitch. I've been told y'all. Just saying.
Yep.
I mean, YouTube gets such a bad rep, but oh Jesus Christ, it's not halfway as bad as Twitch is.
Yep.
It's the worst platform, honestly.
I was talking to my son last night, and he streams over on Twitch. He's one of them gamers and stuff. He's a cool gamer. He does all the cool gaming stuff. And I was talking to him. I said, "Man, did you see this?" And he said, "Yeah, I saw a little bit and stuff." And I said, he goes, "I don't really think it's going to affect me." I said, "Well, right now, maybe not. But I said, if you continue to grow and get some size and stuff," I said, you could potentially get some branding, right? Gamers are all the time getting branding from different type, like controllers or headsets or a gaming chair, things like that, right? And I said, the problem is these companies that are going to want you to put up little static ads here or there, whatever on your screen, showing that you're sponsored. I said, that's a problem with these new rules. From Twitch. And he said, it is. I said, yeah, 100% it is. He said, well, what do I do? I said, there's other platforms. There's not just Twitch that you can stream on. Now he does strictly gaming content, right? And I said, you go to YouTube, but if I'm just real honest, I said, trying to get a audience on YouTube for gaming streamings, I said, it's not exactly easy. You've got some bigger creators like Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tat Man.
Yeah, but they were already established.
But they were already established. Exactly. Yeah. So he created a Rumble account last night, and he's going to look into possibly starting to stream over on Rumble.
Let me tell you about Rumble. Let me tell you about Rumble real quick. Okay,
tell me about Rumble.
As soon as you make $50, you can cash out right then and there.
Yeah.
So if you say you do a live stream, all right, and say you made $200 that night, guess what? You literally made $200 that night because you can cash out that night.
So they don't take a cut of it?
I think they do take a cut, but I don't know the cut. I'm gonna be honest. Let me look at that. But you can't cash out until you are at $50. If whatever you make that night, boom, you can cash out.
Right then and there, huh?
Yep. All right. Now let me go look for this. Keep talking. Hold on.
Okay. So I've got a Rumble account, but I set it up strictly to, and I've got it set up to where every video that I do on this channel and every video like on Clear as Mud automatically is uploaded and archived over there. Right. So every video.
You got a Rumble account?
Yeah, I did. And here's why. Because back when that whole Ghosty thing was going on and we were talking about Ghosty, whatever, he kept doing privacy complaints and he actually got one of my videos taken down and I lost the video. I was able to subsequently get it back because Abby Blackbird had actually downloaded the video, bless her heart, and got me the video, and then I was able to re-upload it, But now then that's when I was talking to D.Max and he was telling me about, no, you can set up Rumble where it will automatically pull all of your videos from like any YouTube channels that you have, and it will.
That's true.
And so I set it up. So I'm using it right now.
Unless you put it unlisted or members only, it won't automatically upload on Rumble. Yeah. But every single one of my lives that I keep up and every single one of my shorts that I put up, anything that's public goes straight to Rumble.
It does. And so currently I'm just using it as a archival site. But I'll go over there every once in a while and I'll look, and I've gotten followers. Those videos actually get views over there. They're monetized. I don't know. I'm not getting any money. I don't know what I got to do because I haven't even looked into that part of it yet. So I could be losing money. Who knows? I need to probably look into that. But yeah. So I was like, like I said, that's why I started initially doing it, was just for, like I say, archival. But one of the things that I think is kind of is they're not as touchy about censorship. And that's kind of a winner for me as well. So, and I had, go ahead, Seth.
I have a question, right? Because Toxic keeps talking to me about the site called Kick. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Kick account too.
Rumble? Yeah, why choose Rumble over Kick? What's the difference between those two? Because as far as I'm aware, it's sort of like the same thing with just less censorship.
I think Kick is more towards like gaming. I think maybe
Kick is a green version of Twitch with gambling.
Yeah.
Okay. And a little bit sexier women, like in the sense of what they wear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Rumble is kind of like the non-degenerate version of a King.
Well, I would say Rumble is more in line with YouTube.
Yeah, Rumble's more like YouTube. Their interface isn't as good. I know they're working on that.
Yeah.
Rumble has a lot of the tinfoil hat people on it.
Yeah.
Nice way to put it.
Yeah.
However, with Kai going over, Kai Sennett and what's his name going over there.
I Show Speed.
Yep. And you got other creators going over there. it's actually starting to even itself out. Let's put it this way, okay? I talk about people who are on Rumble, all right? The people who love to go to Manosphere people, Red Pill people.
Yep.
I'm already at 1,400 subscribers. Or, excuse me, 1,400 followers. Because subs, you get paid off of subs. Yeah. I'm at 1,400 now.
That's
Don't
awesome.
know how, but yes. And all I'm doing is uploading my live streams.
Yeah, but you've been covering the whole Manosphere people, so I'm sure that's why they're
And those people and Mr. Girl,
so
because I'm re-uploading my Mr. Girl stuff too.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so you can both stream and like upload videos on Rumble.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like
Augie, he streams on YouTube and Rumble at the exact same time.
Yeah. So like if I go here to my Rumble account, right?
Why are you not subscribed to me? What?
I'm not subscribed to anybody, hun. I'm telling you, all I set this thing up for was archive. That was it. That was my whole thing, right? It.
If I had my camera on, you would see my face right now.
I'm sorry, Zadi. I will find you. I will. But see, all I have is just re-uploads all my videos. That's all it does.
Well, that's smart too, because that way, you know what I'm saying? Your stuff is there. Absolutely. That's smart.
Yeah, see, and like, it's getting views. Like this one got 26 views.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So, there's some views and stuff over there, but so let me
I got the broadcast over there. I got my main channel over there. I got a second channel over there. No, that's not the channel. The channel's the one in black. Yes, that's the channel.
Okay, here, how to follow?
Yep, follow. Thank you. But I'm getting pretty good.
Boom.
I mean,
oh no, I want the note. Okay. So it's a little bit backwards.
If you go down, see, I'm starting to get views like 142 there. Those shorts, they don't count. 142 there.
Yeah.
130 there. Yeah, I mean, they're starting to pick up and look at my stuff.
Yeah, that's great. And you're actually people are liking it too. So I mean,
I even got one dislike somewhere. So yeah, I had a detractor dislike one, which is good.
Yes,
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. So he made him a Rumble account, and I told him, I said, look into it, dude. And so, but like I said, I'm not really. I set this up solely to just archive my stuff. Like I said, that
makes sense.
And
that makes a total sense.
Because here's the thing and this is something, and I have to give credit because D.max had been in my ear about diversifying, right? Not putting all my eggs in one basket, which was smart. It was good advice. And I was like, yeah, I need to do this. I need to diversify. I need to back up or whatever and that type of thing. And he'd been after me and after me and after me. And then when the thing happened with Ghosty, and he's like in his little, his little voice, he's like, see, Riv, if you'd have done what I told you. And then I was like, shut up. Just shut up, Max. And so that's when I did it. I went out and I set all that up. And
hashtag Max was right.
Hashtag Max. D.max was right. Well, I don't know if he's always right, but he was right in this situation.
Right.
So anyway, and then of course this thing that I'm going through now, and I'm waiting to hear back to see what this Yahoo's going to do.
I told you, Peepaw. I told you.
I said you told me. What do you want from me?
But no. But you're getting it wrong. You're getting it. Hello, Queen Xylee and Seth's here, I guess. But yeah, I can only stay for like a second. I'm catching a cold too. Okay, Peepaw. I told you when I came on clear as bud like last year when you tried to pull me kicking and screaming back into the community.
Yes.
Thanks for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
I told you back then on that stream that you guys need to be on Rumble. And what did you guys do? You laughed in my face. You said that I was crazy.
Yes.
And look at Xylee. Xylee's growing on Rumble. Just saying.
See, Xylee's the queen that took the advice first point blank, and she just did it, and she's good. I mean, I didn't give her that advice, but somebody did, and she's profiting for it. Now, you, Peepaw, on the other hand, are trying to pass this off like I gave you this advice once, and then you picked it up. No, you fought me.
Yes, I did.
Nail.
Yes, I did.
You know who told me? You know who told me to make my Rumble account and go and start uploading my videos?
Who?
Nick.
He's a smart man. Does he have, I guess he has a Rumble then too. Does everybody in commentary have a
Okay,
have a
see, that's the thing. I kind of think, I don't know for sure, but I kind of think that a good chunk of the commentary community may be going over to Rumble.
Yeah.
Not
think that's a
full
good-
time. I think YouTube also, but Rumble also.
So
I think that would be great if that could happen. Like, because
Yeah.
I've always said that like for Rumble or any of these like other sites, what really needs to happen is there just needs to be either one big creator like a PewDiePie or like a Markiplier, like somebody who's like so massive that they would just pull the audience over there. And I guess that kind of happened with like Leafy, for instance. But like either that or an established community just needs to like brigade, just raid it and just make it its own. So I don't hate this trend at all. I mean, especially if YouTube, like what's good about this and what I was arguing on Clear as Mud was that it allows the ability for if there's some sort of problem with YouTube where they start cracking down specifically on our form of content, we can just go, well, fuck you, YouTube. We don't care. And then we're just going to go over to Rumble.
Yeah.
And then they'll miss out on our stuff. They'll either miss us or they won't, but it doesn't matter because now, as you guys have pointed out, like there's so many other platforms that could, we could theoretically like Kick, I know is more of a live streaming thing, but I do believe they have videos and stuff, and that would work fine for a lot of the commentary stuff. Rumble's good. I'm trying to think. There were some other ones that were out there. What was it? If we really got desperate, I guess you could do. Oh shit, what was that other one?
My God, I hope you're not saying Cozy.
No, well, no, I wasn't thinking that one, but there's another one that was kind of like Rumble that was like more for like the tinfoil hat, like more conservative kind of thing, and I just can't remember.
That was Rumble at first. Because they got all the tinfoil hat over here. Good God.
Yes, but they lost them. They lost them though because I believe Rumble had some sort. I think it was Rumble. I can't remember. I gotta look this back up. But there was one of those sites that was out there. I want to say it was like, it wasn't Daily Motion or it was something like that.
BitChute.
BitChute is there too, but BitChute is one of those where it's like, yeah, BitChute actually is one of the ones that I was thinking of. It's not the one that I was thinking of, but that's another one. I think people give BitChute a bad rap. Like it's very much like Rumble, where it has a lot of the more conspiracy theory kind of people, but it's just always had like just general weirdos on there. Odyssey is another one of those that technically you could do. I'm just saying, there's a lot of different like abilities out there. So if anything ever happened, it's nice that there is a place to be able to go. Sorry, but my point is, people, I told you so. I told you so.
You told me. You told me.
So.
And if you start live streaming and you start getting actual subs, because they do like subs like Twitch, as in subs are what our members are, right?
Yeah.
The rest of 2023, you get 100% of the subs.
I am planning, when I come in, I want to go really hard on Rumble. I'm thinking about doing Rumble exclusive content not because I necessarily love the platform. I think they've got a lot of work that they got to do, but they're based in Florida. So like I'm hoping that what I can do is I can try to gain some relevancy, some audience over there, and then just go knock on their door and be like, listen, there's a few things here that if you guys just implemented these, it would be so much. Because if Rumble would just take like kind of the channel point interface of like Twitch, I think they could destroy everybody.
Well, that's why they had Destiny over there. They had Destiny over at Rumble specifically for him to tell them what was wrong with the platform.
Yeah. They need to listen to their if they can be the better YouTube, if they can be YouTube but actually listening to their listening more to their creators and less to their corporate sponsors, that would be like it would be perfect. It would over time, I think, overtake YouTube, because YouTube, as we know, has never been a profitable business for anybody that's owned it.
Well, I'm thinking like next week I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take the day shift on Rumble because I have a set audience on YouTube and I'm not gonna turn my back on them. Yeah. But I'm thinking like starting off maybe 2 days a week. Starting next week, I'm gonna live stream on Rumble.
Yeah, I think it's just worth it. I think it's worth a shot, especially since they're like, I will say these platforms have existed. I remember even in 2015, 2016, there were other platforms out there. Like BitChute was one of the earlier ones, but there was another one that I cannot, it wasn't the one that I was thinking of before. It's another one. It was like Vidya or something like that. But they existed, and there was like, people trying to do that, but it just didn't have any traction behind it. And you just
Stream Me. That was one? Stream Me
was one of them. Yeah, there was a few of them that were doing that at the time, but it was more like the really edgy sort of like pseudo Leafy crowd. It was like everybody who just at the time wanted to be able to say like I guess like
all the slurs and all the words and all that.
Yeah. Like even like I don't want to say it on your channel if I'm not allowed, but like the even like the R word or something like that. Even at the time like that, like it was kind of like everybody said that, but it was like everybody was kind of worried about that on YouTube because we still weren't sure what the rules were and people were getting taken down. So it was like, you could be more fancy free with your verbiage, let's say, over on those other things. But the problem was that it was all the edgy people that were there and none of the bigger people were like really caring. So it was like there was no audienceship, and if you did have an audience, it was like some other guy who was trying to do sub for sub kind of thing. Anyway, what the point is, we're actually getting traction on these other sites now, and I think that's a really good and powerful thing, and I really hope that keeps going, because YouTube has not listened to its creators for a very long time, and I think it's about time that they do.
And that's why I'm just going to start off in the daytime, get used to it, and still do my live streams at night on YouTube, and obviously still do the broadcasts and stuff like that. But if anything, if it boils down to it, it's a second income for me.
Yeah.
And my YouTube video and my YouTube streams are going to upload on Rumble anyway automatically, so it's not going to hurt.
It's a no-brainer. And there's no like, exactly. It's super the one thing that I do wish that they would fix, and maybe over time they'll be able to fix this, is that it's a little bit annoying that if you do the re-upload feature, like the automatic thing, I think it limits your resolution to like 360p or 480p or something. So I wish that it was just like a full HD, even if it was just 720p, like just at least an HD kind of, because it would just suck. Because like the niceness of that feature for YouTubers at least is if your video gets completely terminated or deleted off the thing for no reason, like Illuminati goes in your channel and deletes things or something, like it's still up there over on Rumble. But the problem is like, it's just a really poor quality of it. So if you try to rip it off there, it's there. It's the video's there. The proof of the video's there, but it's not.
Well, you know what's really strange? Like some of my videos I've noticed, like some of them I go in there, like for example, here's the one that actually got taken down over on YouTube, right, for DMCA strikes. But it's up over here on Rumble. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, is with this whole thing, because I've had people come to me and say, River, you really leaving YouTube?
Oh my gosh.
And I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight honest with you. I don't know where this is going to land. Majority of people seem to think, oh, the guy's not going to sue. You're not going to have to go to court. We've seen this 100 times. Yeah, we've seen this 100 times. This guy is very litigious, though.
Yeah, he would do it. He would.
I can
But
actually.
Here's the thing, people.
Yeah.
You knew he was going to do that.
Sure, 100% I did.
When you deal with but here's the thing. When you deal with somebody like that, you download his video, you take it, give it to somebody like me, and I will put a filter over it. I will put music over it. I will put text over it. And then at that point, you dare them to do it because it is completely transformed at that point.
Well, yeah, but if you go back and actually look at the section that he claimed, it was 100% transformative.
No, I'm not saying that it wasn't transformative. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but at the same time, you knew he was going to do it, though. You know what I mean?
I knew this. Okay, but here's my problem, and this has always been my problem with like YouTube, is they have someone come in. And it's usually a larger user on their platform will file a DMCA against a smaller creator, such as myself or like Milltown. And it's automatically no questions asked. Boom. They just do it. However, if it is a larger YouTuber going up against a similarly larger YouTuber, right? They actually pause to take a look at what's being claimed. And there's been instances where they say, no, that's fair use. Get out of here. Period. Right? That's my problem. It's like if they have over a certain subscriber base, it's just automatic. They don't care. They just do it. And they don't even take a stance. But if it's two fairly larger YouTubers where both of them are making money for YouTube, they always say, well, no,
I mean,
they reject it.
Like life too, if you think
I understand that, right?
But here's the problem as I see it, is that it's kind of twofold. One, the issue is that on YouTube's end, there's no consequences as far as I am aware of making a false DMCA claim, and that I think has been a problem for a very long time. I can't believe they've never ever Like, because it's such I feel like it would be such an easy thing to implement, just a 3-strike system. If you do that 3 times in a row, you can maybe get away with 2. I think most people, like, I don't love the idea, but to me, it's like, I guess, whatever. If you want to try to get away with 2, then fine. I think if people make multiple accounts to try to do that so they can get like around that rule, I think you treat it the same as ban evasions, and then you just, yeet them from the site. So that's
Agree.
one. The other one, I believe I'm not the type of person to ask for legislation or anything like that. But I do think at some point, when the world gets back and we can start focus on these sort of like weird minutia details in terms of law, it might be a good idea at some point to have a clarification for what copyright means in terms of fair use, because I don't think there's ever been like a form of legislation, at least in the United States, that has really, really made it very clear exactly what it is that copyright is supposed to be used for. And I think that is a big part of the confusion. The earliest copyright case that I know there were earlier ones, but the earliest big one that I can think of was the Cool Cat situation that happened with, what is it? What is it?
Sucks.
Your movie sucks. Thank you, Seth. Yeah. So like that whole thing. I mean, that again, another situation where it's perfectly clear cut, and YouTube just decided to wash their hands of it and walk away and just let the dude with Cool Cat do his thing. Daddy Derek, let Daddy Derek do run roughshod over the channel, and it's like this has been. I mean, and that I don't remember when that was. That was what 2014. So it's like this has been a problem for years. I mean, literally years, and we've just never had any real solution to it. And I think we're going to constantly, because it's always going to be a case law thing. And so I think we need to find some way to be able to cement fair use and say, no, this is the law. If you come after somebody who has committed in my opinion, if you come after somebody who has committed full fair use, you are actually in violation of their copyright. And I think you should be able to counterclaim it.
I think the only person that's ever been something said about false copyright strikes too was Onision. I think Onision was the only one that YouTube said, yo, you need to stop your shit. Because you spoke his name and he was copyright striking you.
Yeah.
Like a mofo. And I think they finally said something to him after years of doing it.
The only reason I say for the legislation thing of it is that I think that's the only way to really force YouTube to be able to make rules like that, because like you said, I mean there are so many. I mean for everything we cover. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my only problem with that. I don't want the government to lay down what I can and can't do on my channel.
Of course. No. All I'm saying, I'm not saying anything like that. I guess what I'm saying is like expand, like basically what they need to do is they need to tie fair use to the First Amendment, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Is they need to I don't know what kind of verbiage or how they do it, but they just need to make it so that if you falsely copyright somebody, you are in violation of their First Amendment right. And that should be some sort of offense. I don't know on what level, I don't know to what degree, but there should basically be able to be some way that you can go to law enforcement of some sort and say, hey, this person is violating my rights.
Yeah.
People have been kicking around the idea of like a digital bill of rights. I think if we have one, that should be one of the ones we put in there. Because like it's clear to me. It is like copyright to me is more of an abuse of the First Amendment than anything. And I think it honestly hurts more than it helps, especially in this day and age. Memes, perfectly fair use. I don't understand how we live in a world that is so crazy about copyright, where it can be abused so much. Yet we have the First Amendment, and memes are a thing. Memes are literally fully fair use, and it's like sometimes it's like the bare minimum. But what are you gonna do? That's just the nature of human thought. It's gonna be directly from the source. So anyway. I'm feeling a little delusional. I still got a lot of unpacking and shit to do. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get back to you as soon as they can. The house
I hope you feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one, everybody.
Get you some orange juice, Max, and take care of yourself, bud.
That's a good idea. I'm going to go do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Love you, Max. Reply to my DMs, please.
Never.
Oh.
Okay.
But no, and my thing about leaving YouTube, possibly. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's get you down. Don't leave.
Oh, I'm not
YouTube,
down. I'm not down. Don't misconstrue it. I'm not down. I'm just like, I'm just kind of tired of YouTube bending the knee to these larger creators and just letting them run roughshod over people.
But you know what, people? I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
Every platform caters to bigger creators.
Every
platform does it. Every platform.
I understand that. I understand. Okay, giving them certain perks and things, whatever. I get that. 100%. I get that. Right. But sitting there and just trying to allow them to crush smaller YouTubers, that's the problem.
That's where smaller YouTubers gotta. Okay, how do I put this? Because I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but you gotta outsmart those bigger YouTubers like that dude being an asshole. You gotta outsmart him. Like, there is no way he would be able. If I did a live stream on him today, I'm going to download his videos, put all these kind of filters on his shit, and then dare him to do that to me.
Yeah.
At that point, I can dare him. I can literally say on my channel, I dare you to copyright claim this.
And here's the thing about it. I firmly believe he would, Zadi.
Oh, that's fine, because I'll know I win it at that point.
Yeah, but here's the thing, too, though, you have to keep in mind. Because of this guy being litigious, you wind up in court. You have to have attorneys. There's money involved. It's not just, and when you've got someone like him that's got as many, subscribers and stuff, he's making a lot more money. All of his stuff is ad friendly.
How many subscribers does he have?
He has like he's like 650 something thousand subs.
What does his views look like?
Well, let's go take a look at it.
Don't play nothing. I just want to see the views.
I don't give a shit.
No, don't play anything. I just need to see the views. Don't be getting hard-headed on me.
Peepaw.
Uh-huh.
You'll never believe what I just got in the mail.
What did you get in the mail, Seth?
I got my coffee with Peepaw muck.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's pretty good turnaround.
Yeah, isn't it?
Okay.
Maybe you should, plug it.
Plug my merch.
152, 155, 120. Okay, yeah, so he gets good views.
He gets very good views, yes. Yes. So I think that should be showing the merch there. Yeah. Pull this over here out of the way for right now. Yeah, there you guys can go get the merch, explanation merch in the chat. You can go to the merch store, get all kinds. You get the mugs, you got all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, he gets good views, and it's every bit of it's ad friendly stuff, right? Because I mean, it's he's not doing anything. And really, if you go look I don't know, for over a year now. It's all been about this town, right? And him buying these units and stuff, right? Because he's a reseller, is what he does for a living. That's what he does for a living, is he resells. He buys, the eBay pallets and Amazon pallets. He goes and buys these lockers, at these storage lockers and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. That's where his channel started out. And then he started having beef with his local government, specifically the water company. And he's been going at them. It's just, fine, whatever. I mean, you make kind of content you make. I'm not going to sit and judge. I mean, I sit here and talk about stupid things on the internet. I'm not, whatever. So like I said, some people think that I'm being too generous with this guy and giving him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he just doesn't know what fair use is. Maybe he's just so much of a normie that he doesn't know what fair use is, right? But
you would be surprised how many people on YouTube don't know what fair use is. You would be surprised how many different people in different communities are like, I didn't give you permission to use my stuff. Unless I give you permission, you can't use my video in your video. Yes, the hell I can, because it's called fair use. Try me. Tray me. Okay? As a matter of fact, tray me.
Yeah. But it is interesting, like D.max kind of brought it up. It's like you can counter sue someone for filing a false DMCA. So I don't know why YouTube specifically targets like like people who falsely do copyright so much more. I mean, it's obvious because of big companies like with movies and stuff, but they could just they might as well give like a system that works the other way around as well. Like it wouldn't hurt them.
So check this out. This is their Facebook page, right? So their Facebook page has 335,000 followers, right? So they get a lot of interaction on Facebook as well. This is a pinned comment at the very top of their Facebook page. Instructions on how to report stolen videos. Click on the link to fill out a copyright infringement form. And so he's basically telling his...
So he knows what fair use is.
Well, I don't know if he knows what fair use is or not. He is telling his... What I kind of gathered and and this is implying, I guess, on my part or whatever, or my understanding is what I think has happened is, you know, there's a thing where these people will go out and they will pull down like videos, YouTube videos, what have you, and then they'll re-upload them. Like you go to TikTok, it's chock full of crap like that. If you go to Facebook, it's the same thing, right? Where they'll take and re-upload these videos and things in its entirety, not fair use at all, just a complete and total straight re-upload, so rather than make their own content, they take somebody else's content and they're just re-uploading it, and they're trying to build, you know, to get the traffic to their, so that they can get monetized.
He's a bully. He's a bully.
Well, here's the thing. If these people are taking his videos and re-uploading them, he's well within his rights, and I support him in that, right? Because
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care if somebody uploads his shit. He's a bully because he bullied you and he bullied Milltown. He's a bully.
Yeah. Yes. I
don't care. I don't care if people are re-uploading his whole damn library. I do not give a fuck. Once you start bullying, I do not care about you.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said,
I'm not giving him no damn benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
It's like it's very interesting because like I've seen all of these fucking YouTube or Facebook pages, right? I spend a lot of time on Facebook, and no one else has like this like go through on how to copyright like the content, and it is normal on Facebook just to re-upload, but it's so strange to me to see that. It just kind of has like indicated to me that there could be more behind. Obviously, we don't know, but there could be.
So anyway,
did you submit it back?
We mean submit?
Are you fighting it?
Sure, of course I'm fighting it. Yeah, I've got to wait. So this past Monday started the 10-day window of time, right?
Okay.
So let's see what it will be. I should know something by the
10 business days?
10 business days. So I should know something by the 19th of this month. You know, what we're going to do. My hope is that he goes to his attorney to try to, and his attorney says, no, you know, no, you're not going to win this. The thing that I'm not, and here's the thing, my idea is that if he decides to move forward with, you know, litigation on this, I'm going to start reaching out to the law tubers, you know, like Runks of the Bailey.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
People.
Yes.
What the hell do you think is going to happen when this 500K YouTuber literally takes you, a 820 sub YouTuber, to court?
I don't know.
You think YouTube is going to, the creators of YouTube are going to come together like the fucking Avengers and crush down on this mofo?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Part of me would like to think that's what would happen. But to me, that's very egotistical for me to think that way.
No, it's not. Stop. Stop.
I'm sorry. That's just how my brain is.
And I swear to God, if I can jump through this Discord, I would.
But that's just, Zadi, you know me. And that's just, I'm like, okay. I would hope that's what would happen. I think that's what would happen. I think that's probably when people like Most Critical and Mutahar Cavo, some of these like really big guys would probably say, "What the fuck," you know. Maybe even people like Keemstar or H3HD because he had his own thing with this. But the bottom line is I'm not going to back down. And people say, well, didn't you know if you showed that video? Yes, I did. But it was the principal thing to me because I cannot stand bullies.
Well,
and that's
okay.
Well,
there's two things to that, people.
Yeah.
Now, I love you to death, but I'm going to give you the facts. Bullies is a fact of life.
Sure.
And when it comes to bullies, you have to be smart on how you fight them.
Sure.
Just saying.
I'm gonna say
I've had to deal with a whole community of Facebook doxers. They love to copyright strike people.
Yeah.
They love to do all this other sort of shit with people, and I had to be smart, and I had to download every single one of them damn videos and put filters on them, and then dare them to strike my shit.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't. Because at that point, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I had to do it like that.
Yeah.
Because I knew what they would do.
You're in the clear, people, because no matter what happens, I'm gonna make sure that you come out on the good side.
Okay.
You know
well, he's already on the good side. He's already on the good side. He didn't do anything wrong.
I'm just saying. I've got, obviously, as a lawyer, I've got contacts, and I've also been plugging that happened in the discords. Yeah. So
boom.
Hopefully someone will take it.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I the thing of it is if this guy truly doesn't know, I'm hoping that he has a conversation with someone, explains it to him, and he said, okay, whatever, and backs off. If that doesn't happen, then I guess I'm going on vacation. Good thing, Max has got that brand new fancy house with a spare bedroom because I'm gonna stay there, and I'm gonna treat it as just I'm gonna get a little sun, do a little core.
I don't know if you can get inside d.max's house. I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure that d.max has a like an air up mattress or something. I'm pretty sure Max will let me in. So
stop being dramatic, old man. Stop being dramatic. Damn it.
But that's what I do.
Yeah, I know, and it's one of those redeeming qualities of you that I just want to beat you up.
Listen, did it not get Dave a replacement PC?
Yeah, that's why do you think I'm saying that if he... Okay, people, you just proved my point to me, didn't you?
Yes.
You just proved my point for me, didn't you, people?
Sure.
How did you get, who was Dave's partner, and how did he get that partner on Fireball? How many subs does that man have?
He just hit 2 million.
Yeah, he just hit 2 million, huh? Yeah. You were able to do that, right?
Yeah.
You just proved my point for me. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Leon Lush.
Leon Lush. Good God. Let me message him personally. Just saying.
Well, I do. I'm in the DMs with him. Yeah.
I do like me some Leon Lush.
Leon Lush he's definitely some eye candy.
We enjoy him on our members' streams because he's a very funny man.
Dude.
And that is the only reason why. Just because he's a funny man.
His wife is hilarious too.
She is funny. And I like her a lot.
She's a pretty woman. She really
There's
is. There's
Amber T. He fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Hey, Leon's a good looking dude. I do miss his old stuff, like when he would be on his way home from when he was working at the restaurant when I first found him, and he'd get on Twitter and he would just rant and rave and turn beet red and be frothing. I miss those days of him doing that, but every once in a while he'll let that out just a smidge, and it kind of harkens back, and I love it. So anyway, what's up, JFA?
You ain't got nothing to worry about. Oh my God, JFA's here.
Yes,
I am here.
The Puerto Ricans are taking over. The Puerto Ricans are taking over. Let's go.
As we should, Master Race.
As we should. Damn right. Yeah. One commentary channel at a time.
Yeah.
One machete at a time.
That's right.
Peepaw.
Yes, sir.
Remember I told you about being overly charitable about these villains of YouTube? This guy is organized.
Yeah.
He absolutely knows what he's doing, and I bet you he is lawyered up.
Well, that's fine.
But what Xylee said is if he happens to take you to court,
Yeah.
it's going to make him look really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And all I got to say is, people, just give the word, and my buddy and I will take him a little sightseeing in the desert.
We're not
in
doing
a
that,
hole.
JFA. We're not doing that.
up.
No, we're not.
Shut up,
no, we're not.
JFA.
That's not what
I was kidding, by the way. Future judge.
Yeah.
I'm known for clowning
I'm
around.
not kidding. I'll do it.
Oh, jeez. Nah,
But seriously though, you have to be smart in how you pursue people like that. Bullies are one thing. Usually, bullies are superstitious and stupid. Don't know how superstitious this guy is, but I know he's blinded by ego, and I'm sure he has tools of the trade to stifle any sort of dissidence.
So do we.
But see, here's the thing also, and that's something that nobody is taking into consideration. He really likes his YouTube channel, I bet. I bet you that's probably one of his main sources of income. It would be a damn shame if people would unsubscribe to him because he's bullying.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
he's got to think about that before he does what he does.
Let me ask you this,
he
people.
makes,
Considering
the content he makes, most of his subscribers are probably like pieces of shit anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, what are his audience made up of? People who want to be a bully like him, to get through the system by, being a pest, being an asshole, circumventing.
I really don't know what his subscriber base is. I don't know. I honestly, truly, I have not sat down and actually watched one of his videos. I used like maybe 8, 9, 10 seconds of one of his videos just to kind of poke fun at him and laugh at him. And that was it. It was, it wasn't like some deep thoughts on this or anything. It was just making fun of the fact that he wanted to have a grandmother arrested for battery because she was shooing him out of his office, and in the process of shooing him out of the office, she touched his elbow. Now, in the sense of the law, was that battery? Yes, 100%.
This guy definitely got bullied when he was young.
Yep.
I can clearly tell.
Yeah, probably so. But I got bullied. I got bullied when I was a kid, but
I did too, and then I turned around, I learned how to fight, and I beat him up.
Well,
For sure.
I never fought in the sense of like physical. I always just fought them, psychologically.
No, mine was
words.
Physical. Mine was
Yeah,
definitely physical.
Yeah, but Zada, you're a badass, and I'm not. So.
Oh my
When
God.
I think of bullying, I think of actually fighting, getting beat up, not name calling. That's small potatoes. I'd rather take being called such and such than getting hands thrown on me,
Yeah.
But people, you're definitely one of the better of us if you can outsmart them like a fox. There you go.
So, but like I say, I look at it as this whole thing is like I said, I've got lots of vacation time built up, so this is no big deal.
Well, at the very least, people, at least know your enemy. Like, watch exactly who he is, what his content is, what his audience is. Know your enemy, because at the end of the day, this guy is the enemy. He is the enemy going around doing this to smaller YouTubers.
Yep. I bet you there's Reddit posts about him.
I'm sure. I haven't even looked into it. I haven't even. And maybe that's probably
JFA is right. You need to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Bye, D.max.
Yeah, see you there. I do hope he gets feeling better. There's nothing worse than being sick, but now on top of trying to set up a house on top of all that. Jeez.
I don't know, I thought his voice was kind of sexy like that. I think you could stay like that for a while.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, guys, I've got to get out of here and get to work. But thanks for calling in. Thanks for the dono, JFA. I appreciate it. And thank you for your support, sir.
Keep your head up, people, and don't let this asshole take you down. And if we have to, we will listen. If the commentary community can get some dumbass hashtags trending, I'm pretty sure we can come together and get whatever help you need between all the different connections and us being absolute dumb when it comes to hashtags. Okay? So I think you're going to be okay.
Oh, I'm not. I honestly, truly, I'm not worried about it. If anyone thought I was concerned or worried about it, put those concerns or whatever to bed, because I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about it. I'm not
Okay.
losing sleep.
You
I'm
know what
anything
your
like that.
greatest weapon in this is, people?
That I'm old and
Yeah, you're a little old peepaw.
I'm a little old
Yeah,
dude.
you're a peepaw. Your
Yeah.
channel is literally named Peepaw Riverter. Who would
Yeah.
want to sue a peepaw?
Everyone's gonna come out like he's bullying this old man.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Peepaw, before you go,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
this other buddy. He owes me a favor.
Yeah.
Who likes to go take a trip in the desert.
No,
You and I, we
no.
can go over
AFA,
there
stop it.
and go
Stop it. Stop it.
sightseeing.
Yeah.
Sightseeing. You ever had a cactus apple?
Peepaw, go
a real trip.
offline. Go offline, Peepaw. Just hit the
All right.
offline button.
You hit the offline button. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.
Glad you're feeling
Bye.
better.
Yeah. All right, guys. And on that note, I'm gonna wrap it up and get out of here. You guys have a great day. Go support some creators. Go out there. There's a ton of them. You know, Nerdy John's making content again. Of course, the broadcast. Zada Gets Real now recording. Clear as Mud. DeadOnDave. The list goes on and on. Just go out and support these guys. Joey Westside, go check out his podcast where he does interviews with people. He just did one not too long ago with Bunny. Somebody Loves You. Great thing. Anyway, until next time, guys, remember, keep your powder dry and look for me in the funny papers.